good evening and good afternoon and wherever you're at. How you doing?
Hello, welcome to the Kick and the Punch.
Back again. Yo, 297 is a wrap.
297 is a wrap, and
We got a new champ.
let's say, what you give the whole card out of 10, though?
Well,
Let's start with that. What do you think the whole card?
I
out
give
of
it
10?
like a 6.5, 7.
6.5. Yeah.
It was just that main event was very long and drawn out.
Well, it's good. They
Not
went
many finishes, bro.
That was a good
The
battle.
main event, at least.
Oh, you're just talking about the main event, the main card.
Main card. Excuse
Yeah.
me, sorry.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like,
But we got a few things to go over today, so yeah, guess we're gonna wrap up 297, nice and tight. Probably maybe then we'll go over a little bit of news that's been coming out here in the MMA world. Maybe
some exciting things about UFC 300 apparently.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Some of those
interesting
calls.
announcements. I would say I
new additions to the roster.
New additions to the roster.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all know what we're talking about,
Yeah,
a little KH action.
should be interesting.
That's gonna be fun, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but let's get into the first. Let's get it from the beginning, because
Yeah, start
It
from those
wasn't-
those early prelims.
for me, yeah, the whole card wasn't the greatest card, but the prelims and
Tough night
everything-
for the Canadians.
Damn, tough night. For
Well,
the
male
Canadians, huh?
Canadians.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but yeah. Anyways, it wasn't for me the greatest card for sure. I'd probably give it like a 6-2.
But yeah,
Yeah. This man, he had to weather the storm though. Malcolm Gordon was coming out hot.
yeah, but I think it was first round or second round submission. Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess they weathered out because Malcolm Gordon did.
He came at him like a
He
fireball.
did some work.
Man.
Yeah, he was coming at him like a bat out of hell.
Aggressive, because a weaker man would have lost to Malcolm Gordon with the onslaught that he had. He just
Yeah.
gassed out in the second round, really.
Yeah, I think, and then he just kind of came at him too fast, and then Jimmy kind of took advantage of the situation.
Hit him with the slick
It
submission.
was kind of
man.
over before you knew it.
The 125.
I thought it was over in the first round. I guess it was second round, but
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It felt pretty quick, but like I said,
yeah, but that's why I said like also this card was kind of long and drawn out. Like there was some forgettable moments,
yeah,
I
there were
don't
some
know.
things that wasn't the greatest, but shout out to Jimmy Flick with the submission win.
Yeah. Jimmy Flick.
It's a name to watch out in the little flyweights, But
yeah, that division isn't too hard to get into. I think because there's not like too many big names in there.
you're talking about
So-
the top 10 or the top 15.
Yeah.
You could probably break through. I don't know how many people they have on the roster at 125.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that deep of a division. It's probably
Yeah,
more
we'll
like a heavyweight, right?
Real quick. No, yeah, it's not that ton. That's not a ton of guys up there. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's the Brandon Morenos, the Brandon Royvals, which they're gonna be fighting soon.
You got Pantoja.
Pantoja's champ. Who'd you have next?
There's
Cody's not there no
who's
more.
you know who I'm talking about? Makayev.
Mokhaev, yeah. but
Makayev's good.
I don't know if he'll be there yet. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's really good.
I
He's
think
undefeated too.
Is he in the? I think he's in the top 5,
He's definitely
top
ranked.
10 somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Yeah, see, like, okay, we got the Kai Kara, we got Amir Albazi, Brandon Moreno sits at 1, Alex Perez, Manel Cape, Mateus Nicolau at 5 and 6. Yeah, it's not a big. There's a couple guys, but not any big names. So to break into the flyweight, I don't think it's huge. Like the biggest name on the top from 6 to 15 is probably Tim Elliott, and probably Muhammad Mahayev. Other than that, it's I mean that one kid Tatsudo Taira, the Japanese kid, he's coming in hot at 15.
Yeah,
So-
because he had that
And I think he's
knockout win,
undefeated,
right?
Well, yeah, kid's
Pretty sure he had that knockout win.
yeah, he's undefeated. The kid.
He looks like an anime character.
Sure, he definitely does.
He looks like a
Um,
savage.
but yeah, he could definitely break in. Mr. Jimmy the Flick, he got a good name on him too. So
Yeah, we'll see who he puts. It'll be interesting to see who they match him up with.
yeah,
Next. Now we got the next.
yeah, and then we got 2 winners from Canada, which were the female fighters, and Jasmine Jazz Divisius was one of them.
Hey, yo, shout out to Jazz Davidia. She really put the beating on this.
Yeah,
lady, man.
yeah. I feel like there was points in that fight where they could have stopped it just because he was beating her.
I saw that's what
like-
some people were saying. Yeah,
Yeah, she was beating her up real good.
well, this girl's fighting for it.
I
you
mean,
know,
it
even
is
if she
what it
wasn't
is. I
getting
don't know.
super
It's because of
effective,
the whole like ref situation. Like in different countries, like sometimes they have different refs, and Canada doesn't. I don't think they were their normal.
You think they
refs.
should have stopped it in an earlier round?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You think they should've
I
stopped
mean,
it
they
when?
stopped
What
it in
day
the
you
third round, but she was bloody in the second. I mean, Jasmine was just all over her.
She was
And
beating her
Priscilla
down.
was already having weight issues. No, I think she was supposed. They were supposed to have the fight at 125 flyweight.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it ended up being at 135, I believe. Yeah, right. Yeah, women's bantamweight. Yeah.
Wait, so they
Priscilla-
moved it a whole weight class because it was supposed to be at 125?
Yeah. So she was
Really?
having a lot
Okay, I
of problems. It
didn't
was
know
almost
that.
called off. It was almost canceled. Yeah.
Oh, she should probably just stay at 135.
There was also
then.
another fight that was like that on the card. It might have been
Somebody missed weight.
Somebody missed weight heavy. Oh yeah, it was
Malcolm Gordon.
No, it wasn't Malcolm Gordon. It was Ramon Tavares,
That's right. He missed it.
and they still
No,
took,
Malcolm Gordon missed weight too,
I
though.
believe maybe so.
He
maybe
did
so.
too. There was two people.
Yeah. Well,
But
shout out to Jasmine and Sam Patterson with the first round submission of Johan. That was pretty good because Johan's pretty tough.
oh yeah,
And I think Sam was coming off. Wasn't sure about this, and I didn't look it up prior, but I think he was coming off a loss, and he's pretty highly touted as a breakthrough. And I think he was actually fighting at 155, and he moved up to welterweight. And I think he's feeling much better at welterweight because it's a more natural weight class for him, and he's not doing all the weight cutting and stuff.
yeah.
So,
I mean, 170 is pretty tough to get into. I think as a division.
oh yeah, there's
You got
only
a lot of
monsters
people
in
that are really
170.
good.
You got to think about how many killers
know.
there are. There's a lot of them.
You got that Bilal. You heard that Dana White was talking about announcing the Bilal Muhammad versus Leon Edwards.
Yeah, they were talking about that for 300, but I don't think it's strong enough.
You don't think they'll make it in time?
Yeah, they're stacking up the card. I mean, it's looking better and better as the days go on, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna be the main event for 300. They've got a lot going on because they still haven't even announced anything for the Saudi card either. I mean, it's stacking up to look. It's stacking
You got
up.
Max Holloway versus Gaethje, which we'll get into.
Yeah,
that
but
later.
that's gonna be 300.
What are we talking about?
That you were saying that Bilal and
Leon are gonna
Leon
fight for the
could
title
be, yeah,
soon.
but I don't think it'll be on 300.
No, I don't think it'll be on 300. It'll probably be sometime in June or July. I'm guessing International Fight Week.
I'm not
maybe.
sure. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna be happening from here.
Until then,
Till then, yeah. Because we got obviously 298 and a bunch of fight nights in between. But yeah, going back to the 297 card with the, because I think we were talking about welterweights. But I can't get back to the prelims. Where we at?
we're
at?
over
Prelims,
here.
prelims.
The next fight we're talking about is Jillian Robertson versus Paulie.
There we go.
Viana.
There we are.
Yes, Jillian Robertson showed out for the Canadians. The
Yeah,
ladies
there's
getting it done.
the only other Canadian to do something, but she did her thing out there. She's always in a weird position because I think she had a loss in the last fight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
I'm not sure who she lost to.
I think it was a split decision. But yeah, she's had some ups and downs. I think if she could really start to put it together, she could start to be a real contender in the strawweight division.
Yeah, she always looks really good. I mean,
Yeah, it's always
whenever
exciting
she
to see her because
fights,
on the ground, she's gonna get you if she gets you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
she's
But
nasty
then,
on the ground.
but then this time around, she was putting
the hands together.
putting the hands on.
Yeah, well, she got Dean
Poliano.
Thomas. I'm not sure if he's her head coach. But I
And
know he's
Poliano was
her.
trying to, she was trying to come back with something, and like she couldn't quite get.
Yeah, she couldn't answer. What
Yeah,
was
she
being
couldn't
thrown at
answer
her like that
at all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, shout out to Jillian getting it done. Hopefully, you can make a dent somewhere in the strawweight division.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she can.
Somebody needs to shine because, I mean, Jean is great and everything, but
You don't like Jean? Man, I can't believe this.
it's not that I don't like Jean.
You
It's
don't
just
like
that yeah, she is super exciting to watch.
Yeah, she throws down, bro.
Yeah, but I like to see like a North American champion or something, you know.
Oh, so this is just your feelings.
I
then.
like to see an American champ, yeah, because we just lost one,
Yeah, well, I don't know.
which sucks.
You got some
but-
pretty good people in 125 women's division. Like you got Mackenzie Dern.
Strawweight's 115.
Yeah, 150. Oh shit, yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
tiny.
115.
Yeah.
Well, you got Rose. You know.
Is she fighting anymore at 115? I don't think she's fighting anymore at 115.
If she is, I think her next fight is at 115. I don't think she's staying at 125.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not
I think
100%
Rose is
sure.
on UFC 300.
Yeah, she might be. But anyways, just stay focused here. The Sergey City and Ramon Tavares fight. What you think? There's a lot of people
contested, some
were
people
talking
thought
about.
that Sergey won.
Yeah, that Sergey won that. What do you think?
And then Ramon
It was a
just
hard
late.
fought fight, and I could see. I don't know, cause like this goes to the main event, like on how the fights were being judged that night.
Yeah.
Cause Sergey was wearing it, and he was looking bloody at the end. Like, I mean, he was, bathed in blood, but Ramon, he took quite a few unanswered punches, and he was mainly on the back foot. He was trying to play the counter puncher, but Sergey had quite the pressure on him. So I don't know.
I think with this fight, it was, what was strange about it was that for me, it looked like Sergey was getting the better of the striking exchanges, at least in the end. At first, he was getting hit up pretty good.
Yeah.
And then that's why he was so bloody.
Well, they both took big hit. They both took big strikes.
But yeah, this is what I'm trying to say is like, it looks like if you just looked at what it looked like from the end, how they looked, you'd be like, oh yeah, this guy looks like he got beat up more.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't think, personally, I thought Sergey City was going to win that fight.
Yeah.
Because at the end, like I said, he was putting it together way better. He was able to evade more of Tavares' strikes and then hit him with more significant strikes too. So, I don't know. I think I would have gave it to Sergey on that one. But it's not, like you said, it wasn't an easy fight either way for Ramon Tavares.
No, there was
he had to go through hell.
There was a lot of like situations and a lot of exchanges that were, really highly contested. So it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I was watching that fight. I didn't even realize they were at bantamweight.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, these dudes look like 145, 155.
I mean, that takes us to the next fight. I mean, this dude, Sean Woodson, Jesus Christ. He looks like he belongs
in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I mean, he's tall featherweight. Gosh, 6'2", you said, huh?
Yeah, he looked huge in
goodness.
there compared to. And I always think that Charles Jourdain, for some reason in my mind, is a pretty big guy at featherweight.
Yeah.
But he made him look so small.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
I was
like he
and I've
couldn't
seen him
even
fight
get him off
before.
the ground.
Yeah, he was like.
He couldn't even get him
He
off
was
the
towering
ground.
over
I
him.
don't know. That goes to this whole like weight cutting thing and like people weight cutting and like I mean maybe he looks like
He doesn't look like
a
he's
stretch of a guy and he doesn't.
He has
look
a
like
weird build to him.
Yeah, he has a very strange build to him, but man,
He's got the long kind of like build-a-block Lego arms, and then he's like 6'2", like I don't know.
I mean, like,
He's like skinny, but he's long, and then he's strong.
he looks like he belongs in lightweight or freaking welterweight. Let's just say that. That's
I
all.
don't know.
That's
I
all.
think if he could make featherweight, and he didn't. I mean, he looked great against Jordan.
I guess, but
he was able to control him, and you know what I'm saying, like
it was
Charles
just
Jourdain couldn't
because
get
he was
anything
just
together.
outsized, man. It was like way bigger than
Bro,
him.
if
I
he
mean,
ma-
and
if he
then
makes the weight.
you know what disappointed me about that whole thing is just that, like, I mean, and I think Charles is a tough out no matter at what weight you're at, right?
Yeah.
Especially in between that bantamweight to lightweight. But yeah, dude, like he just outsized him so much that I felt like maybe there was opportunities where Sean maybe could have finish the fight in some way.
You think he was coasting? Is what you're saying?
I feel like it. I felt like it. And maybe because I was snoozing through it too. I'll be honest. I was just like, this fight is really gonna go 3 rounds here.
Well, it definitely was long and drawn out, and it wasn't.
It was because
for being
Charles
such a good
was going
boxer,
for it, dog.
Sean Woodson, he was nasty with the jabs though, and the quick. But I know what you're saying. It didn't feel like he was pushing to get the finish,
pushing the action or pushing the pressure. You know what I'm saying?
But also, it's because Charles Jourdain, I think he kept moving forward,
and he's dangerous.
Who?
Charles.
Oh,
Charles is very dangerous.
Man.
I mean, he could knock you out.
He could do everything, on the ground and everything. But yeah, he just.
And there was that weird thing with the whole like call out at the end and who
I didn't
won.
get what the confusion was.
People thought that.
Said
I mean, the
Sean
Canadians
Wilson.
really wanted one. They really wanted one.
But even Jourdain was like, yes, and then he's like, oh man, good fight. And he's like, oh.
They were saying Bruce messed it up, but I don't know.
No, he didn't mess it up. I heard he said Sean Woodson, and for some reason people thought he said Charles Jourdain.
I'm gonna watch it back. Oh yeah.
He said Sean Woodson. I mean, everybody thought, which is the weird thing. The only one that was able to catch it was DC. DC was like, hey, he said Sean won.
Yeah.
I was like, really? All these people thought that this other guy said
I think the Canadians
Charles?
really wanted it. That's why.
But they still got 2 with the girls.
Yeah, but that's not what they wanted. And then especially later on in the night, I think it really sucked the air out of the crowd when Mikey didn't come through.
Everybody lost in Canada except for the girls.
But yeah, and then I guess to go over Brad Katona and Jared Armfield, hard fought battle.
I was sad. I wanted to see Brad Katona get the W on this.
Yeah, right. I wanted
after
to
that
see
crazy
coming out.
that tough series fight.
Yeah.
The finale. Yo, he went to war with that other guy.
Yeah, no, that was a hard fought fight.
That was tough. But to see him get the L on this one, yeah, it was kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because he seems like he wants to be in the running for something. But
yeah,
I don't know. Those tough guys, they go through tough stuff. I guess. If you could put it any.
I think if you want to go through one way or the other, and you have to choose between the Contender Series or the Ultimate Fighter, you definitely would rather have the Contender Series.
100%, because
I got to deal with all.
I think a lot of the guys in the Contender Series, they put a lot more out there than the tough guys, because the tough guys just try to make it through to the finale. You get what I'm saying? And then they have to do the whole training camp thing, and they prepare. Whereas opposed to the Contender Series guys, they're like, it's their chance to break into the UFC and make a statement and show Dana White, because Dana White's right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whereas opposed to like the whole recording of the tough series and stuff. Yeah.
You have to deal with kind of like the reality TV show.
Exactly.
Instead of just being a training and trying to do your best.
Or just go, just being pit into the fire. You know what I'm saying? Just thrown
that's
in there.
That's the thing about the Contender Series. Like you said,
because you get thrown in there, but then like especially the one that Brad Katona was coming off of. He was coming off of like what was it, veterans versus prospects.
It was a Conor McGregor versus Michael. That was a big one.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the way they set it up, it was kind of weird, because like it was like, of course the veterans are gonna whoop ass. Like these guys, because
that was a weird setup. I know what you're saying.
Because even this one dude, jeez, his name is Roosevelt Roberts. That's his name. I think he's already out of the UFC after like making his comeback tenure. Like, and he lost his last fight, and I think they already took him out. He was the guy with the braids that they had to cut off. I don't know if you watched.
I saw that video.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, if you don't deliver, they take you out pretty quick if you start getting some L's to go. I mean, some people, it depends, though, because you can, if you have a name, you can get a bunch of losses and people still love you.
But that's like,
but you also have to put on exciting fights. You have to put on a good performance.
That's like if you're like, I guess Tony Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but there's other people like, Tony Ferguson lost a couple of times.
Give me another one.
Conor McGregor hasn't won a fight,
I guess, since he's come back
in a while. I think he's won one fight in the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, no, I think that was his last win
was the Cowboy.
Cowboy, yeah.
Which is spectacular. I mean, that was awesome. That I remember watching. I was like, "Damn, yo, he really put him away like that."
Ran through this guy.
Yeah, he really ran through.
And it was crazy because everybody was talking about
the shoulder strike, and then
Shoulder
people started
strike.
doing the shoulder strike. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, like I said, especially if you're coming up and like you're just getting out you gotta start putting those wins together. Because if not, they start just being like, I don't know. The UFC tends to forget about people.
Well,
pretty
I
quick
feel
sometimes.
like so going back to Jared, right? Garrett, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep this role, because honestly, like, that fight at the end of the day was forgettable. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was a boring fight.
Yeah, so like he needs to kind of make it either more exciting. I don't know if it's on him or whether it's the opponent or what it is, because Brad also tends to make those fights that way too.
But the last fight wasn't like that.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know if you could. Sometimes you know
You can
when
argue.
when you put two to do the dance,
Yeah, yeah.
it's different. You know.
I mean, he's
depends
had
on the person.
he had some pretty good. He even had a good fight on the contender on the tough series. It was that I remember. He had a pretty hard fought fight in there. But moving on, I guess, to this weird one. And once again at featherweight, Mozart with the win over Allen. Which,
The disappointment in this
I,
whole card for this.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Honestly, I didn't like the whole, because like they started talking about it more, and they were saying that it's up to where they're at. So the rules change depending on where they are, and like if it was in the
Well, you have to wait. Okay, you have to lay down what you're talking about first. So you're talking about the knees, right?
yeah. So
That's what I'm saying,
so
like,
sorry.
you didn't set it up, you just, like-
Sorry. The knee that obviously that everybody was talking about in the controversial knee that Arnold hit Mozart. What's your take on it? So that way
I thought it was illegal when he did it. When I watched the tape, because I thought if you have your hand down and then you're down, like if you just have one, I didn't know it had to be two or anything. And then you get hit in the head with a knee, then you know you can't do that. You know. So and then he hit him like three or four times, but then I watched the Joe Rogan Fight Companion, and they were talking about that they thought it was legal because you have to have two hands.
Well, and it
down.
also has to be weight bearing. And that's
Yeah, you
what
have to hold weight
that's
on
the
it,
thing
yeah.
that they were talking about too, is that they were saying like he was playing that kind of game with the rule where it's like you're touching the mat but you're not quite weight bearing in a sense, you know. And he only had one hand down. I don't know if it's two hands or one hand, but I just thought that, like, you know, there was an opportunity there for Arnold to kind of finish the fight, and because he was obviously hurt, you know.
Well, yeah, knee in the head 3 or 4 times, yeah.
So, like, I don't know if, like, he did that as, you know, as a defense, like, kind of like in that, because I don't know, I go always back to that Aljamain fight, even though, like, you don't really know, because that one was very blatant.
He was definitely down.
You know, he was definitely down.
Yeah.
But because he was
The ref literally was
weight-bearing
like
and everything.
downed opponent right before it happened
Yeah.
too, so you can't
And
argue
so-
that one. But I don't know. Like I said, it's weird because I'm not 100% on the rules like that to know that it was.
Yeah.
But I guess I could see if it's not weight bearing and he doesn't really have his hand down, why those strikes would be legal, and why it's kind of weird that they stopped it. But also, if you're the ref and you're watching the fight and you just see some guy with his hand down and the guy's kneeing it, it kind of, I think, automatically because you know you're not supposed to knee down opponents.
Yeah, I guess you
So-
count that in your mind.
Yeah,
and you
like right
see that
away when
as-
you see it.
Yeah, you're like, okay,
You're
this
like-
guy's down.
Yeah,
He's
he can't.
down.
Yeah, because he has his hand down,
Yeah,
and
I
even though
guess.
he's getting like picked up to get kneed, you know, if you're right there and it's happening so fast, you're thinking, oh yeah,
I guess, and it all
You know?
depends on your angle. I mean, obviously the ref doesn't see all the angles of the camera. I don't think they replayed it for him either.
Yeah, I heard they didn't show the replay.
They didn't even replay it. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
Where
to
we-
give
where
him a
we
look.
in? We're in like.
I don't know why they don't. do
Anyways,
stuff like
moving
that.
on.
Whenever they don't obviously use replay technology that they have, it's always stunning.
It's kind of annoying.
It just
That's
doesn't make
to
any
me.
sense. Like,
What are we doing?
why do you
here?
have it
Yeah.
if you're not gonna
Like,
use it?
show
at times
this
like
to the
this?
official. Show it to the ref.
Yeah.
Let's get the right ruling on this, and then
Mhm.
move on from there.
Well, sometimes they do it.
But they still gave. They had I feel like they had plenty of time to show him. Because Mozart was, chilling on the fence,
Well, he had like
getting his 5 minutes.
Yeah, was it 5 minutes?
Yeah, of course. Anytime it's like that, it's like 5 minutes.
But
yeah.
even the commentators, DC and Dominic Cruz were saying DC. They were saying that
DC and DC.
I know that's what they should be calling them.
I guess so.
DC squared. But anyways, they were convinced that it was illegal. And then those are two champions saying that. So there's like, it was it's weird because you're like, who's right here,
Well, okay. It doesn't move Arnold too far back. I guess he's ranked back. He was ranked 4. And Mozart, he got ranked up to, I believe, he was 8 or something like that. It's not bad. I guess Arnold could still come back from this. He's still ranked 6 in the division. He's still in the top 10. And if he gets a good fight here after, I just feel like they've been putting through the ringer here with Max. And, Mozart isn't.
He's not a name, but, he's undefeated.
He's good, dude. He's good.
He's starting to
really
come
good.
up hard, yeah. He's a really good prospect.
No knock on him either.
No, he was winning that fight.
Yeah, he was doing a really good job everywhere. That's one thing. Even though that, and a lot of these fights on 297 were very drawn out. Obviously, we only had one finish on the main card and 2 other finishes, which were the chicks. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to them for doing their job. But it was just that one was one of those hard fought battles. That was another one. That one was these guys were going at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of it, if you saw, there was damage all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Mozart just had all the answers for this guy.
Yeah.
Arnold Allen's really good, even though he got beat by Max Holloway, it's not like he didn't do anything in that fight. But, yeah, I don't know. I think either way, even if he might have got him with the knee, I don't think that Arnold Allen wins that fight, even if they didn't stop it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Mozart was like a buzzsaw kind of the whole time.
But up until that point, because I think Arnold had lost the first 2, and then on the third, he really started putting it on, and he started coming out.
Well, his coach was like, "You got to get this third on.
Yeah.
If not, you're gonna lose."
Yeah.
So he started to really, and that's when he started to hit him nice with the striking because he started
picking it up.
You notice he had that arm down just for the stuff to takedowns.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. I don't think that's how he usually fights.
No. Wow.
That was kind of a new thing that he was doing for that fight.
But
then, when he started to put it together on the hands, that's when he got the knees,
Yeah.
So, like you said, though, they're just putting him up against killers. If you put Max Holloway and then this guy, you know what I'm saying?
Featherweight is a bunch of killers, too.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of really tough
135 to 170 or 185 is no joke.
For real. But Chris Curtis versus Marc-Andre Barrio. Chris Curtis with the win.
Chris Curtis.
A 3-round.
His fight, unfortunately, and I love Chris Curtis, was not that exciting.
Yeah, the action man. He was putting it on him.
I don't blame either of them. I think they were fighting.
Mark he's a big dude.
Yeah, I felt bad when the people were booing. I was like, damn. But also, even DC was saying it. He was like, it's almost like they're sparring because they would get one.
But it kind of sucks because I hate when the commentators do that because they should be
trying to uplift whatever's happening.
Yeah, not be like, oh, this is like a sparring match. Because I watched an interview with Chris Curtis afterwards. He was like, bro, that shit was tough in there.
It was.
That was a tough ass fight. And I feel him because you're not going in there to play pitter patter with these fools. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're trying to beat them up.
You're trying to beat them up, and they trying to beat you up, and they try to stay as safe as you can. You know what I'm saying? Without getting caught, because you're gonna get caught regardless. With some
a couple times,
unless you finish it within the first few seconds, you just come out like Malcolm Gordon. But look what happened to him. He got finished. So.
And it's not easy to just come out and finish somebody like that either, man.
Nah.
Especially at middleweight. These guys are big guys. Chris Curtis isn't the biggest middleweight.
Yeah, nah.
So
he isn't. I think he fought at 170 before.
But I'm glad he got that win, though,
Yeah,
After
for sure.
That Kelvin fight.
Yeah.
You know, I just yeah, I wish it was. I wish it was just like a little bit more. I wish he would have been able to put a little bit more combos together in that one. You know,
He's still a fun fighter to me. I always watch Chris Curtis.
oh yeah, I
fight.
love Chris
I
Curtis.
don't care what they say.
He's like, I don't care what they say.
Seriously.
'Cause
But,
Chris Curtis is my man.
Man, on to my man Neil Magny.
Oh, Neil Magny.
Oh man, Neil Magny.
Yeah, if you felt bad at all about Chris Curtis for the last one,
Yo,
it's the exact opposite feel that I have for.
I feel
Neil
bad
Magny.
for Mike Malott. You know what I'm saying? He was really highly touted, undefeated before this fight. You know
In
what I'm
Canada
saying?
too, eh?
Bruh, he was on one at that press conference. He was like, I don't even, because they asked him some questions. He's like, I don't, because the crowd was going nuts. Because I mean, he was like Canada's golden boy.
He's like,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I like syrup and pancakes.
I was gonna say like the syrup, the golden syrup boy of Canada. But yeah, man, Neil Magny, he wore him out. He made him blow his wad, and then he comes back around, flips him, and starts just pounding, and just doesn't stop until the ref pulls him off. Ah, it was just great to see, bro. I was just like in my seat. I was in the couch over there. I was just like in the seat. I was like, "Is this what's going on here?" Yo, Neil Magny, Neil Magny, Neil Magny.
They're like, dude, whoa, dang.
Yeah, I was bugging out.
Stop
I was
it,
just
Daddy,
like-
stop it. He's getting hurt. He's hurting the kid.
At first, it was looking grim. It was looking. I was just like, "Damn, son,
Yeah,
we can't have this again. We can't have.
I know.
Come on, bro."
But Neil
Come
Magny,
on.
yo, he's faced from the best of the best to the
He
guys
knows
coming
how to
up.
weather them. He knows
So
how to weather 'em.
he's seen so many looks, I think, and he's been through so many long fights, you know. So even if he might seem like he's beaten down or he's run out, you know, you never
you can't sleep on him,
You
dog.
can never sleep on him because he's been around for so long. He got so many tricks, and like I just said, you just can't sleep on him.
And I
like
think
that.
before that, Mike had never really been in a long fight like that. I don't think he had been in a 3-rounder. I think he was finishing guys relatively quick, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
But
if so, that's always the issue with guys that have the power to finish things fast.
in welterweight, dude, they're all tough. So
Yeah, so and they could all take a shot. That's the other thing. It's not
Like-
like you can just hit somebody with your best and then
the thing
immediately
is
expect
that
them
I
to go
think
down.
also, especially a guy like Mike Malott, it's almost necessary for them to lose at least once because they get better from that.
Some
like
of
he'll-
them,
I get
It
some of them,
depends,
but
you know,
I'm
it's always
telling you,
a
he's
toss-up.
at this he's at this place in his career, and a lot of them he's still very. I think he's still pretty young. I don't think he's like even 30 yet, if I'm not mistaken. Let's run this right quick. Oh yeah, he's 32, but still, I mean, dude is still relatively young. He's still got a lot going for him, man. I still think that he could still, make you get him in there with another guy at welterweight. He's gonna learn from this loss, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna win it.
put him up against Wonder Boy,
Nah, put him up against like Ian Gary.
Ian Gary.
That'd be a nice.
You know who I want to see? You know what I really want to
who
see?
you want to see? Who you want to see?
Ian Gary versus Sean Brady.
Sean Brady. And I don't know who's he's supposed. Doesn't he already have a fight? I think.
I think he has a fight scheduled, but I would like to.
Oh
see
yeah, it's with Neal, Jeff Neal.
Yeah, Ian Gary. Yeah, but
yeah.
I just think that would be an exciting fight because I like Sean Brady's style.
He's calling him out. I mean, he's asking for.
He's
him.
like, yo, I'll put that boy to sleep. I was like, damn, man. But Ian Gary, you know what I'm saying? That's also not an easy guy to
especially
do
after that last
to, so.
performance.
Yeah, man, he
You know
was
what I'm saying
he was looking cold.
he
you
knew
know?
how to handle Kelvin real good.
Yeah, he put him. He wrapped
put
him up like little gift. You know what
Put
I'm
a
saying?
stop talk, all that.
He did. So, yeah, but I don't know. That's just a side note. I would just love to see that fight, honestly. But
That'd be a good one.
that'd be
But
fun. Yo, shout out
going back to Neil
though.
Magny, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out, bro.
Put your arms up for Neil Magny.
Put your arms up for Neil Magny, bro.
Respect the legend.
Seriously.
The truth.
And then we go to the women's bantamweight division. Although it's about to get exciting now.
Let's not get into skip the ladies their shine.
Yeah.
From this fight.
Shout out to Raquel. She's getting it done. You know what I'm saying?
Coming through. You know what I'm saying?
She weathered whatever Maeda had for her, and then ended up, just kind of taking over in every other aspect. Maeda was throwing she was throwing some elbows here and there and stuff, and she was definitely doing some,
she was doing a little
damage. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think Raquel proved true to what she was saying at the press conference, and she's been there, done that. And Maeda's still relatively new to the division. You know, she's not really well known like that. And I had a feeling that it would go that way too.
But she beat Holly Holm, man. She's pretty good.
Yeah, but I think on any other day, I think Holly Holm beats her. Honestly.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Possibly.
Because, say what you want about Holly Holm, and she's 40 and her age, and maybe she's on her way out. Dude, Holly Holm's not an easy out. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's good. She
mixes it up really good. Any of these ladies,
she's a good wrestler. She's a good striker.
That's true.
She moves. You know what I'm saying? She
World
has great
champion.
movement. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
But
obviously past her prime, but nah. Yeah.
She'll still give it to you.
Yeah, she'll still give it to you. But back to
Raquel Pennington. But you got to think about it. She's also been in there with Amanda Nunes, and even though she lost that fight,
yeah, she got beat down.
Yeah, you learn from stuff like that, from being.
Yeah,
in there
that's
with
why.
people
That's
who are
why.
champions,
So that's the at the end of the day that I had a feeling that it would go that way. That the veteran would kind of have the advantage.
Yeah.
Of just the knowledge of how to wear her down and
ride out those 5 rounds
exactly, and take advantage of all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think Bueno Silva, I think she
only had one main event.
One main event was the Holly Holm fight.
And that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure. To beat Holly Holm, too, you know what I'm saying? It's no joke.
Yeah.
So
and the way she did it, it was relatively quick. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of just pulled her head down and got the choke, and that was the end of that. But, what do you think? Who do you think?
Who do you think they give Raquel to?
Well, no, because they're gonna give her to Juliana, obviously.
Yeah.
More than likely Juliana Pena, but
I would like to see that fight.
Yeah, I would like to.
I think everybody.
She said she would be. I mean, they've had like a ongoing beef since the tough thing, because they were friend enemies.
Juliana Pena wants beef with everybody.
Yeah,
man.
she don't like nobody.
Yeah, I think some people don't think that she's kind of cringe, but I'm like, yeah, she is kind of cringe, but I kind of like her, because she wants to smoke with everybody. She's like, what? I'll beat your ass.
She's not here. I mean, she's not there to make friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's not. That's what I'm saying.
And I think she's really smart too. Aside from whatever, she could be the female Henry Cejudo at times for sure. But I think she's setting herself up in a really smart way. You know what I'm saying? She's
putting herself out there. Yo,
I mean, with all this merging going on, all these crazy announcements and stuff.
Yeah.
She could, take her sales and go over to the WWE. You know what I'm saying? And become an ill heel over there. She's nobody, and that's the way. People love that. They love to hate somebody. You know what I'm saying?
They love to hate somebody.
And Juliana is it's like you said, she can be cringy at times, but it's do your thing, girl. Talk that shit.
Yeah. I kind of like
talk
that
that shit. Tell Amanda Nunes, bark at Amanda Nunes. Tell her to come back.
Tell her she sucks.
Tell her she sucks some more.
Yeah. Tell her you beat her, and you did beat her. Because honestly, when she beat her, that was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Dude, no, nobody expected that shit. And say what you want about that second fight, but
the first fight, man.
I'll give it, I'll take her. I'll take her argument about that whole Nate Diaz, the whole Nate Diaz. I mean, give her a couple more minutes in there. She might be wearing out Amanda. You know what I'm saying? Because even though Amanda was putting the beating on her.
You talking about the second fight?
Yeah.
All right, let's give her props where she won, and not talk about.
I'm saying though, she
might have won the second.
I'll listen to her a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If it was
this is where I'm jumping off the train here. I don't think she won the second one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Juliana.
Yeah, but I mean that. But this is exciting though, because that 135 division. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about to get crazy.
You got a couple of names in there.
Yeah, so just to wrap it up, man.
The main event.
Shout out to Raquel and man.
Shit.
Damn, I didn't expect this.
Sean.
God, I don't think either of us expected this.
I
really thought he was gonna weather the
Dukas.
storm.
You see that?
Yeah. We got Sean Strickland and Dukas over here. God,
Cracks me up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Dukas came through though, man.
He did it. I
Duke
guess.
is Duke Nukem. Yo, man, he came through with the dub, son.
It is like Duke Nukem or some shit.
Right, and
Fuck, man, he did it.
I know.
I don't know. No, just fucking something.
He's crying. No, he's sad. He cried when it happened.
No, we lost our American champ.
Yeah.
God, I just didn't feel like those freaking takedowns counted for all that much, man. God,
he said your belt is a sham.
It's just, and then I also felt like, I mean, what's his name? Schaub. I was watching I obviously watched the Fight Companion afterwards. And Schaub was saying it. He's like, come on, bud. He's like, get into it, bud.
Oh, Sean Strickland?
Yeah. Brendan Schaub.
Yeah.
He was on the Fight Companion saying that. And I felt the same sentiment when I was watching the fight. I was like, dude, come on, switch it on, buddy. Like,
yeah, there was a little bit.
I just feel like, man, that dude's a truck. Dude, the dude's a fucking truck, dude.
But look at his face after the fight, though.
Yeah.
He got beat, like, up for real.
We're talking about Drickus.
Yeah, Drickus. We're talking about Drick. Because, I mean, yeah, you see that Sean had the cut on his eye and his head. But then, you look back at the video.
But I showed you that video.
Exactly. The video that
I showed you that video. The video where Sean is in a clinch situation with him, kind of sprawling on the fence, and then Drickus comes up and hits him, like, just
he headbutts him with the back of his head, kind of.
Yeah, right with and gets him right in the eye,
kinda.
and right after that you just see this dude just right away. Dukas had some serious damage.
Yeah, so it wasn't that Sean wasn't piping him up, man, because he was hitting him. He was hitting him with a couple of nice jabs,
and nobody caught that. Nobody caught that either. The whole headbutt thing, like.
Oh no, nobody saw it.
Nobody saw it. It was just really slick in there. I don't know exactly what round that happened. Maybe like towards the end of the round, because it was
I think it was round 3
or 4. I think I want to say. There was a certain point where it was like 2 and 3 more or less that I want to say, where Sean was just a little bit out of it. Like maybe he was just kind of letting letting Drickus kind of
I think he was trying to let. I don't think that he was out of it. I think that's exactly what he was doing. He was trying to let him, because he hadn't been in a 5-round fight like that before.
Yeah.
Let him kind of, blow his energy, and then kind of put the gas on him. Because you notice at the end, the last round, obviously you give that to Sean because he was tagging him. But I think that's what the plan was, and then he didn't realize that Drickus was gonna have such a gas tank that he did. I just felt like at the beginning, when those early takedowns, because so it was the first or second round where he gets a takedown, I think towards the end, but Sean bounces up so fast that it's like, what does that really count for? That doesn't really count for a lot of control time, because for me, when you're controlling, you're holding that person down. I don't know when control time actually starts. Yeah.
But
like if they're sprawling, is it considered control time?
That or is the control time when they're like once they get them taken down? Like is that when it starts? Because I could understand that
when they hit the floor.
Yeah, when they hit the floor, it's counted as a takedown. Bam,
and then
that makes sense. They commence it.
But if they're sprawling,
the only thing is, how much does that count for if there's no damage done in that control time? How much does that count for?
I don't know.
Because that's the big thing that I felt like. Yeah, that was the big question in the judging of that fight.
Because he got 6 takedowns, but did he do any damage?
But like for 3 or 4 of them,
did he control him? Not really.
There was only one maybe in there that he actually did.
He was able to hold them for a little bit.
And even then, Sean was able to bounce up.
Oh, he has great takedown defense.
There was no damage. There was no punches really. There's no ground and pound thrown as much. You know?
Well, part of it's I get what you're saying, and then part of it also to me makes sense that like, all right, if you get the takedown, then it obviously has to count for something, because you're not supposed to let somebody take you down.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah.
Is that like maybe at the end of the day, it counts for something because we're talking about it,
Yeah.
But at the same time, how much does it count for to take it off of the champion?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's more of the argument for me because
I mean, Dana White said
if we're
that he
talking
thought
about
Sean won.
exactly because if we're talking about like any old main event fight, or any old 3-round fight,
Yeah.
okay, but we're talking about championship fight here
To take away the title.
to take away the title.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he was well rounded, but I mean, dude, you look at those after pictures and you clean them up. I mean,
Well, you even look at the striking numbers. The striking
and then
numbers.
the striking numbers.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I think the question is even more like, how much is it compared to, how much is a takedown worth compared to, let's say, if you get 5 or 10 punches on a guy? Are they worth the same thing? Because in my mind, it kind of makes sense that they'd be worth similar,
I guess, but
you can't.
I think
say
it
that-
also really depends on what you do
it's
with
like
that
you said,
takedown.
exactly what you
How
do.
you do that
Yeah.
takedown. If that takedown was even effective, like there's a lot of things that come into play.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
Well, there's definitely points for the takedown in itself.
And taking away nothing from Drickus here. So
Yeah, shout out to the new champion.
Drickus was coming out, dude. He was coming
He
out
showed
to
out,
try
man,
to take that
because
belt, son.
He was not slowing down. He
No,
kept the
well.
same type of energy the whole fight, which was surprising for somebody who's never been in a fight like that. And then, he was able to weather the storm, because like we were saying, he did not look good after that fight. He was beat up in his face.
Yeah.
Because that jab, on that Sean Strickland jab, man, it's so crisp. Like, it's just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and
you don't
he
even
was,
notice it.
And then not only that, but he was fainting with it, and then he was also getting Drickus to throw, and he was slipping everything. He was slipping most of his. He wasn't getting touched much.
Yeah. He'd roll with the
It was
shoulder.
just some of those awkward punches where he would get caught
Mhm.
with Drickus, because Drickus just throws with fury, dude. And another thing that I didn't like with Sean is that he switched up a little bit in that third kind of round. He kind of like left out the leg kicks, because at first he was working it. He was working them.
Yeah, I think I remember. They were
And
talking
he was
about
teeping. He was teeping very nicely too at the beginning, and then
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like just the way Drickus was Driccus's pressure,
that. Yeah.
or it might have just been left out a little bit in the game plan, because obviously Nixick was on him, dude. He was telling him, I didn't like that round.
Yeah.
There was like I think it was the third round where it was pretty obvious that Drickus had turned it up, and that one and Drickus definitely won some rounds in there. I'm not saying he won definitely like 2 of those rounds, but there was 1 or 2 rounds that were pretty debated. You know what I'm saying? That you could debate and say they were Sean's. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to give at least 2 rounds to Sean.
The first and the fifth, definitely. Now everything in between, that's where
it's questionable, yeah.
Yeah, that's where you start really having that conversation.
I don't know. I mean, it was definitely a close fight. I'm not saying that it wasn't close. I don't think it was enough to take away the title. But also, at the same time, when they said that Drickus won, it made sense to me.
I wasn't mad at it either.
It made sense because
I wasn't mad at either because
it made sense with the takedowns, with the he didn't stop moving forward. It's not like he wasn't hitting Sean either.
Yeah.
He was getting him a good couple times.
I just felt like at the end of the day, he did what he had to do. But in my eyes, and if I'm judging the fight, I'm looking at it like it wasn't enough for me for him to take the belt. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think so.
And
too.
I take nothing away from him because he's everybody else that he's beaten, and even Sean. He wasn't. I mean, he wasn't there to play. He won't there. He was trying to finish. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of situations, man, where
Drickus is a complicated
Drickus
guy.
was putting it on Sean
Super
in certain
complicated
spots.
guy, man. As a fighter.
So I mean, shit. I can't take it away. But what do you think?
I thought the main event was great though. The main event.
Yeah, overall.
The fight, it was. I
Give
thought
it
it was
a 6.
exciting.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, no, I'm not saying the card. I'm saying the event. Like Sean Strickland versus Duplessis. That fight was pretty good, I'd say.
Well, I think that brings us to 300. What do you think? You think Izzy's going to be the main event?
No, he's not coming to 300.
I mean, you've seen some picks,
I don't think so.
Shit. Here we go again.
I don't know. I say you want to ride it out with just the news the recent news.
Well, yeah, that's all. I was just gonna
Just the
run
two,
over
just
run over a little bit of 300 stuff.
Gaethje versus Holloway, and then
Yeah.
Harrison versus.
Yep.
Yeah, because we're pretty much good.
Yeah, because next weekend we don't have a card. I think all we have is Royal Rumble. Oh, well, this weekend all we have is Royal Rumble, which I'd be watching a little bit of that.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the fight night that's coming up next week.
Yeah, which is Dolitze versus Imava.
Yeah,
which is like we were talking about. It's like two guys from different multiverses or something.
Yeah,
fighting.
Spider-Man's. But let's talk about it. Let's see.
The 300.
So who do you want to get into first? You want to get into Gaethje, Holloway, or Harrison versus Holmes?
Well, first off, crazy announcement that Kayla's in the UFC now.
Okay, that's the first one. Yeah, I mean, I did not see that coming. Did you see that coming?
No.
There's no way. I was not.
I really expected her to
like
come make some kind of something in the PFL/Bellator, maybe fight Chris Cyborg or something.
Yeah,
because they have that beef and stuff. But damn,
hey, I mean
the UFC scooping up Kayla like that is pretty big deal because now the PFL's bantamweight division doesn't look too good.
Well, it's not as strong, but
Yeah,
it's not like she hasn't been beat in that division. You know?
No, yeah,
Pacheco
I mean,
beat her.
Larissa beat her for sure,
So,
but
but she's definitely a big name, and it's very exciting to see her come into the UFC. I'm very surprised and almost I don't even know how she's gonna do it, but is the fight supposed to be at 135?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
Kayla's a big girl.
She's like 155. They fight at her.
Yeah, I saw like a clip of her talking about she'd have to cut off some limbs to make 135.
Yo, for real, she's so muscled.
Yeah. But I think she could get there
I think
with discipline and
it's gonna be. She's gonna be really sucked down. I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's not gonna look real good. That's for sure.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think she might have to lose some muscle mass to get that because 135, man. Is a tough
I would
cut for
imagine
her.
she's done like a test cut or something.
Yeah, she wouldn't take
she
the
can't
fight
be
if
doing
she
it
couldn't
like
do
that,
Yeah,
like
that's
just like
true.
off the whim that maybe I make 135.
Yeah, she got to know that she's gonna be able to do it, right?
I would imagine, dude.
But damn, who do you even got in that fight?
I mean, she could put it on Holly, but then I told you it could go one of two ways. Holly could just come around and show her that the UFC is a different beast compared to some of the scrubs she's been fighting in PFL. You know what I'm saying? Because the only real competition she had in PFL was Larissa, and who knows what was going on with her for that fight and why she lost. But
Yeah,
hey,
it is what it is.
she really only had Larissa as competition in the PFL. So, Holly could show her a different breed of fighter here, depending on how she comes out. You know what I'm saying? Because also, like we were talking about earlier, Holly's on the tail end of her career. She could be calling it quits after that. Who knows?
Harrison is very strong.
Harrison is a beast.
And a super strong wrestling
Judo
foundation.
beast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm worried, honestly, for Holly Holm in that fight. I just think Kayla Harrison is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, Kayla's no joke, dude.
Yeah, she's no joke. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, what's interesting? I feel like she's probably getting a pretty good check because of her name.
Oh, 100%.
She's got to, because she's been getting some pretty... She wouldn't have signed if it was less than what she was going to get from the PFL.
Well, she's in a pretty good position because if you beat Hayla, you got to fight for the title after that.
Well, I don't know because she's just making her debut, and that's the thing too. She's also.
What do you mean? You telling me if Holly doesn't get a win, if she wins over Kayla, she doesn't get a title fight?
Oh yeah, probably. So I guess if so, you're saying even if Kayla beats Holly, then she also gets a title fight.
Oh, 100%. No, 100%.
You're like, yep.
Kayla's gonna be fighting for the title,
but it depends if they put Juliana.
Well, it doesn't matter. Really, I don't.
You said she's next. Whoever wins that fight is next.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm
Juliana's fighting for the title.
Yeah,
but the winner
of
that is fighting Kayla.
Probably
100%.
Or if she wins, depends. She might not win.
Depends because it could be Holly.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We could be talking about a universe where Holly wins this. So But that's going on 300.
So exciting news there. And then also,
damn. And then we got I don't know if we talked about this last time. I don't think we did.
Holloway?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't out yet.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Gaethje versus Holloway for the BMF title is going to be announced at lightweight.
Yeah.
Which Max, we haven't seen at lightweight
In a while. But he's
I
also
don't know, dude.
he's also older now, you know.
He's bigger
He might be bigger. Yeah, it might be easier to carry the weight.
because even at 140 when you be seeing him make 145, he be looking sucked down.
Oh, I'm sure.
He be looking.
I'm sure he gets really
He be
sucked
looking
down,
skinny
man.
when he's at 140. When he be making 145 for them, when they be putting him because he's always a main event or on a pay per view or something.
Yeah.
And anytime they put him on camera after them weight cuts, it'd be like, geez, let this man just go recover.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. So
This is gonna be
it
the
might be a better
nicest-
fight for him at.
It's gonna be the nicest press conference ever, I bet. They'll be like, yeah, I just really respect the guy. So I'm gonna try going there.
Yeah, I
You
guess.
know what I'm saying? Because they're both pretty cool.
Yeah, they're cool guys.
You know, I
Yeah.
think they respect each other.
They do.
You got to.
They don't hate each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's always nice to see. But
Um,
I don't know, man. It's either because it's Justin.
I don't know.
Gaethje's
I
a
gotta
beast,
see. I gotta
yo.
see when we get close to the fight because Justin Gaethje is a bad man. So
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. I don't even know who I got in that fight, honestly.
But then we got Zhang Wei Li, Yang Xiaonan. I think that was already out.
Yeah,
Jiri and Alexander.
we'll get into that later. We'll do that 300 stuff now. I just want to talk about the Gaethje and Holloway and the just the new news that came.
Oh,
out.
the newest.
Yeah.
And then I guess the only other thing, I don't know if we've talked about that, Jim Miller being announced on the fight
Bobby Green.
versus Bobby Green, which was good too.
That is a good matchup.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's a little fast for Bobby Green after that knockout.
And then even Jim is even coming off of
A win.
a war too.
But he
That
got-
was a war against that dude Gabriel, dude.
Yeah, but he got the dub.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
So I'm just saying, yeah, it is pretty fast, but I don't know. I just think that Bobby Green, especially after that late stoppage,
yeah, it was tough. That was a
yo,
tough
he
one for
got
him.
hit with like
And Jalen Turner's
12
no joke.
shots when he was out.
Yeah,
already,
I
some
don't
shit
know
like
how
that.
many it was, but gosh,
It
yeah,
was rough
a
to
lot.
see, is all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, 300's looking good though. For
Oh, yeah,
sure,
I'm
for
excited about
sure. We got
300.
Bo Nickel on the call.
Got Bo Bango.
You know what I'm saying? So
So,
yeah,
pretty good.
we'll see what we talk about for next week. Probably we'll be back with a little Imavov and Delise, and we'll see what else
See what else is
comes
jumping.
out. Yeah. You already know, guys. Like and subscribe,
Like,
comment.
subscribe,
You already
comment.
know. We'll catch you on the
Thumbs
next one.
up, thumbs down, whatever you want to do.
Peace, guys.
All right,
Peace.
yeah.